Well, the motor is all back together, but getting this cover off and back on was kind of challenging. But more than that, getting those carbon brushes, well, I didn't want to actually take them out completely and then try to put them back in because it involves bending a lot of little metal pieces, and that, well, that can create a failure point because these have already, been bent. So I don't want to keep bending them over and over because they'll break. And I bet it's going to be challenging as well to get those carbon brushes to seat properly. So this might be my most, I suppose, dangerous and sparkiest reseating yet. So let's see what happens. And I'm going to have to probably mute the volume because this is going to be so unbelievably loud. But just a warning in advance, there's going to be some noise, but I'm going to turn it way, way down. Now the first run is going to sound terrible because nothing's been reseated. We do have both bearings replaced. So here's a little quick power on and power off. Oh, woohoo! It's not terrible. Okay, I can smell the carbon brushes reseating, but that's nice. All right, now I have to figure out, I don't think this isn't wide enough to fit in here. This motor's a little too small. I think I can fit that in there, but then you can't see anything, and of course I can't see anything. But gee, this isn't bad at all. Okay, I think I'm going to pop the motor out and twist it around a little bit to get that polished a little bit better than what it is, because this just, I can't really fit that in there that well. Well, it turns out that all the 4 entry points are equally bad, so I'm just going to have to run it like this, unfortunately. I'm going to have to use this edge. But I'm glad that the motor sounds as good as it does, and I'm also glad it's not sparking like crazy. Oh yeah, that's great. Let me see if I can show you how shiny this is. It's probably not going to focus exactly where I need it to, but there you go. There's a nice shiny commutator. So you can see little black bands on either side, and that's where the carbon brushes don't ride. So it doesn't matter if that's perfectly all shiny or not, but it sounds great now. So here is, I'll turn on the flash. Here is the original massively stretched belt. Came with the machine. This isn't going to be usable. It's got a couple of burn marks. There we go. It's got a couple of burn marks right there. Take a look at the size of that dude, though. Okay. Now, I went through my belt pile, and I've got a lot of belts, and I found a belt that I consider somewhat usable but medium stretched. And it's a genuine Bissell belt as well. There's the markings right there. And if I do this, you can see there's a quite a bit of difference between the outside belt and the inner belt. And then I have a brand new Bissell belt. I get these in like 5 or 6 packs, or some kind of bulk pack, about $1 a piece. So here's all 3 belts. So you can see the outside one is, well, it's going to be useless. The middle inside one might have some grip, but for about $1, I can use this, obviously, brand new belt. And you can see the difference in stretchiness, I suppose. There's that. Oh, that's tight. That is tight. So we're going to have to check to see how the belt rides. I wonder. It doesn't look too bad. You can see that? It's a little close to this side right here. But let's see what happens when we turn it on. So I can hear that replacing these bearings or servicing these bearings is kind of optional at this point in time. They're not completely gone, but I probably should do something about it. I don't like the belt riding over that far. So let's flip the direction and see if it makes any difference. So let's see, the printing was this way. So now I'm going to flip it and see if it changes anything. Might get better, might get worse. Let's find out. So it's very important that you check where the belt actually rides in all your grooves, because there are so many complaints that I've had to deal with my belts just burn in this machine. All right, let's see what happens now. Looks like it's worse. I'm seeing a bigger gap here, but let's see. Yeah, that's a bigger gap. So I am going to put it back the other way. But now the cool thing is we know. So we've seen it. So now we know for some reason, there's a problem. Come on. We can take action. Yeah, there's not a huge difference, but it's big enough, I suppose. So let's see. And we got the rug plate. See, you not aligned. Where are you? You're not aligned right. There you are. All right, now you're aligned right. That's better. So in the end, pretty much a new belt. And yeah, I'm going to say that bearing replacement for the motor is probably a good idea. I mean, it's an abused machine, 6 years old, and you know, it might last a number of hours for a while, and then you'd have to put new bearings in it anyway. So I just figured, you know, I do so many bearings in here, it's just not that big of a deal. So just put them in and then be done with it, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. Let's see, 2 more there. Okay. Three more. All right. Good, because I had 1 more screw left over, and I hate having screws left over. Oh, nope. I thought there was a spot for a screw. I gotta figure out where my missing screw was, because I have 1 left, and you might know where it is, but I don't see it right this very second. It's somewhere. Probably one of those little hidden screws underneath there. I'll have to look for that. I'm not sure where that is. Ah, oh, here it is. Okay. Duh. It was one right here in the body. I just missed. So, right here. There it is. So many people forget to do periodic maintenance on their turbo brush. They just kind of use them until they wear out. So you have to slot this in. There, the fan will come in there and it'll spin nicely. All right, that's fantastic. And now this actually spins very well, because before it was very stiff. So it'll be good for a while. This will slot in here. That's what you want. And then this will hook in the front, come down, and then you twist this to lock. Let's see, which way is it? There. Okay, good. So it's got it's got a marking here that lines up. Okay, we are in great shape. Let's give it a whirl. Even though I'm going to show you this running, I just want to go and kind of complete this video by winding the cord up. Fantastic. So we now have a running 2016 Bissell PowerClean. And essentially I have 2 bearings in it and a new belt, and that's it. Well, of course, water to clean it, obviously, and that's not insignificant these days. Let's give the PowerClean a brief run, but before we do, how about we go and replace a missing piece? That's right, a genuine Bissell dusting brush, just for IntelliTech Studios. I have these in white, blue, and red. See, how about this way? There we go. How about that? Ah, now we're complete. All right, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.